What's going on, guys? YT Exotics, and I didn't think the next video I'll be making would be what I'm about to talk to you about today. So yesterday I was feeding my Caiman Lizard, and he hasn't been eating for a while. This is the big male, and I was feeding him. Basically I had to sometimes wiggle his snout to get him to open his mouth, and then I put the food in. I'm not sure why he's gone off feed, but anyway I did it a little bit too close. He had a bit of food around his mouth. Put my fingers near him and went to wiggle it again, and he clamped down on the end of my finger. And I want to tell you now, guys, the most pain I've ever been in. I've broken my wrist before, and this was more painful than that. This is day 3 now. It still really hurts. So I'll talk to you about the report, and for the purposes of this video I'm going to use my female Caiman Lizard, who's slightly smaller. He's about 3.5 foot, but he's lost a bit of tail, so he's 3 3/4 feet or so. She's just over 3 foot, but the head is a lot smaller. So even so, just the bite from one of these guys has outweighed any other lizard I've been bitten by. My bearded dragon has bit me in the past. My brother's bearded dragon, that actually did a similar thing and cracked the nail, and that was really painful. That was more painful than the Bossk monitors that I used to have. I got bit by one of those before, and the bite was similar to the bottom of this wound, which was like a laceration, but also they have crushing power as well. So yeah, but the Caiman Lizard, it just outweighs all the others. And where he bit me, because I was feeding him, I was wiggling his snout here like this, and that's where he bit me. He only bit me on the end of his mouth. The Caiman Lizard's mouth is structured in a way that the front teeth have got sharp lacerating fangs, and that's to lacerate prey items, and the back teeth have got molars like a human, real strong crushing molars. And obviously, as you can see the size of the head on them, they've got a lot of crushing power just by the fact the head's huge alone, but also the structure is designed to crush snail shells. So I'm just really glad that it didn't bite me towards the back end here on the molars, because I'm sure it would just, your finger would be nothing. It would just grind it down. The bone would be shattered into pieces. But anyway, so when he bit me, I wiggled it, like I said, crunched down, and I actually heard a sound. Afterwards, looking at it, the wound, you can tell it was obviously the nail that made that sound, but I don't know, he may have broken the end of my finger. I'm not sure. So yeah, the nail was actually crushed down completely, and I had to get my fingers and peel the nail back because it was crushed down into the bed of my nail, bed of my finger, sorry, underneath the nail. Try and focus, obviously. Yeah, so you see there, it's still a bit weepy, and it completely feels numb. So I had 3 waves of pain. It also lacerated underneath, obviously where they've got the lacerating fangs, and I went and pulled away like that, and the fangs obviously made a deeper wound down the finger, which is here, and those are really painful themselves. So they've obviously got quite sharp but also conical teeth. I'll just put this back up. So she's nothing like the male. Obviously he's a bit more aggressive, and I've done videos showing that before. She's a good girl, very tame, never bites. She just sometimes panics a little bit, but yeah. So when he clamped down on me, the first thing I felt was an unbelievable crushing sensation, like my finger was in a vice, and the next thing I felt was these teeth just going straight through the finger. Luckily I went like this straight away, and then he let go, but if he'd have crushed down with any more force, I don't even want to think about it, guys. So if I try and get a close up, lighting's not great in here, so I apologise for that, but yeah. So it's so painful even day 3, but that night I had to struggle to sleep. I had to try and tell my mind to override the pain, because it was just, first it was the crushing power and it was all numb, and then it was just waves of throbbing, pulsing pain just like that constantly, and now it's just very numb and painful. All this is numb, this is numb, and it's still obviously painful. It got infected the day after, so I was squeezing it, and I wouldn't say proper pus, but there's definitely liquid that comes out of it, and it's obviously got a slight infection in there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so just wanted to document that, guys. Out of all the lizards I've been bitten by, boss monitors, bearded dragons, now a Caiman lizard, obviously gecko as well, but their bites are nothing. The Caiman lizard is by far the worst. So if I just wiggle her mouth, she's the good one, so hopefully she won't want to get bitten again, but if I try and wiggle her mouth, I'll show you. There you go, guys, so that's the crushing molars at the back. You see them, they're like human teeth, and at the front they've got those sharper teeth. To be honest, I can't really tell where hers are, but that may be because she's still quite young, but still, yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so it's just good to document this down, just for anyone else, you know, just to be very cautious when working with these lizards, especially if their temperament isn't the best. So guys, here's an update on my skink, and he or she is doing really well as well. For some reason it shed fairly recently and seems to have lost a tiny tip of a tail, so I don't know how the hell it's done that, but other than that, doing really well. Normally friendlier than this, it's just a bit hissy, and he's about 2 foot now, so he's grown quite a lot since the last time I showed him. And the Caiman Lizard is about 3 to just over 3 foot, this female one, and the male one, again as I said earlier, about 3 to 3.5 foot. So yeah, that's them, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. I've got many more videos planned in the next few weeks. One I've been working on for months, so that should be good. Alright, I'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.